Hey everyone, welcome to the 360 Degree Data Podcast channel. This channel is all about AI, data, machine learning, and analytics. So please like and subscribe to this channel to hear more on this topic. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about creating a simple agent using OpenAI framework. I'm going to use GCP or Google Cloud Platform for this purpose. So I'm assuming you know the basics of GCP and Python programming. If you don't know anything about GCP, I'm going to take another podcast on and setting up the GCP environment, the basics of GCP, so that you can kickstart your AI development or machine learning programming. So watch this space for more new podcasts on various different topics. If you don't know about me, I'm Davidson Samuel. I'm a software engineer by profession. I've got over 20 years of experience in variety of technologies. AI, data, machine learning is one of my passion. I've done lots of analytics related programming. I've done lots of AI and machine learning work over the last few years. During COVID time, I built a public domain website modeling the COVID data and doing some analytics and put it for public purpose, and it's still there even today. So watch this space for more useful podcasts and put it in your comment if what other topics you would like to hear in this channel, and I will try my best to put a podcast on those topics. So let's crack on. So what you see here is the GCP or Google Cloud Platform landing page or dashboard. The first step is to spin up a virtual machine. In this instance, I've already done that. So I'm going to start my virtual machine. Once you start the virtual machine, it will give you the ability to open the virtual machine in a SSH terminal in a browser window, which you're going to see in a moment now. I'm going to enable it. There you go. That's the virtual machine via SSH terminal. The first step in any GCP platform is to create a virtual environment and to activate it. I've created an environment called co_env. I've now activated it. You can see I'm in my virtual environment. I've written a simple code, Python code, to create an agent using OpenAI framework. I'm assuming you know the basics of Python programming. So the first step, you'll be adding some important frameworks and libraries. So the Streamlit is a very popular UI framework used for creating user interface using Python programming. It's very popular in the AI space because many engineers can easily spin up a quick user interface using Streamlit. And I'm using the agent framework from the OpenAI and LangChain and various other useful frameworks here. I'm defining my database connection here. So this agent I'm creating is an SQL agent. So it connects to my local SQL database and fetches the information based on my freeform text prompt. For this podcast purpose, I've downloaded a test data from Kaggle.com. Kaggle is a very popular website which has got loads of machine learning data sets for learning purpose, for hackathon purpose. Go and have a look at it. I've downloaded a test bank transaction database and uploaded it in my local SQL database, and I've given the SQL connection string here. I'm defining the LLM object provider here using the OpenAI commands, and then the next step is to define the agent. This is how simple to create an agent. You create an agent and define the model, the LLM model, and then the toolkit. In this instance, I'm adding the SQL database toolkit because I am connecting my database to the LLM. And that's it. The agent is created, and then in the next step, I'm creating a user interface. st.text input means I'm creating a text input saying ask me anything, which receives the user query, and once the user query is given, it sends the information to the agent via the invoke function, and it receives the response by a callback function, and I'm writing the response output. So now let's close this and let's see this in action. Any Streamlit code needs to be run via this Streamlit run command, which I'm doing now. So once you run the Streamlit code, it will create a network URL. I'm going to copy the external URL and then invoke it in my browser. So you can see it's the code is now running. There you go. You see the user text input saying ask me anything. So I'm going to give a simple prompt, all my latest transaction ID, because this is a bank transaction database. I'm asking it to provide me a list of all latest transaction ID. That's very quick. You can see that it's given me a list of all the transaction IDs. What to know, this is an unformatted output just for this tutorial purpose, but the limits, what you can do with this are endless. There are endless possibilities here. You can feed this to a visualization agent to create some nice charts, or you can input to some other agent to process this information. There's loads of things you can do, but it's the simplest form of an agent that queries your database and fetches the information. And I'm using the OpenAI framework. In the next podcast, I'm also going to explain how you can create an agent using Google ADK, that's Agent Development Kit, which is another powerful development kit, and you can easily create agents and endpoints and so many other useful functionalities. So we'll see that in the next podcast. I hope this is useful for you. Let me know what other topics you would like to hear in future. I'll try my best to create podcasts on those topics. If you like it, please subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you.